more Backrooms movie news to talk about, y'all. After I posted my video talking about the pictures that we saw from one of the filming days, news about additional confirmed actors came out. So, the actors who will be joining Renata, Chiwetel, and Mark are Finn Bennett, Lukita Maxwell, and Avon Jogia. If you couldn't tell, I'm particularly surprised and really excited to hear that Avon was cast in the movie. I used to watch Victorious all the time, and I loved how cool and aloof Avon's character Beck was. Oh my god, wait. That means Kane obviously watched Victorious and sought out Avon because of his character's name. It all makes sense now. No, but in all seriousness, Avon starred in such projects like Victorious, the miniseries Tut, the paranormal action series Ghost Wars, and the comedy series Now Apocalypse. He also co-founded the LGBTQ+ online organization Straight But Not Narrow, which was used to help shape the viewpoints of teens and adults regarding prominent LGBTQ issues. Him and his brother Keaton Jogia also play in a band called St. Ivory and released an album with the same name of the book, published by Avon in 2019 called Mixed Feelings. Lukita Maxwell is a newer actress that seems to work with different streaming platforms and filming their own personal content. So far, she's been in the Apple TV comedy Shrinking, the HBO Max series Generation, and a movie called The Young Wife. I'm really looking forward to seeing her in the movie, and I'm curious as to what character she may play. We'll get more into speculation about characters in a second, but let's move on to Finn really quick. Finn Bennett has been in quite a few series like Foyle's War, Top Boy, and Cider with Rosie. However, a lot of these roles were temporary or a one-time thing to represent the younger version of a character. This allowed him, however, to be able to be part of movies more consistently, like Hope Gap, Surge, and A Banquet, just to name a few. That's not to say that he's never had a recurring character role, however, as Finn starred in True Detective, Night Country, Black Doves, and A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. That last one is a Game of Thrones spinoff, if you didn't know, because I didn't. But he plays a Targaryen in the series, so that's pretty neat. I'm not exactly sure who all their characters are, nor do I really have any solid idea of what kind of roles we'll be expecting from them here, but I have a feeling that these may be the first 3 async researchers to be announced. The reason I feel this is because we already know from the release synopsis that Renata and Chiwetel will be playing the role of a therapist and patient, respectively. We also know that Kane said async, while not being a focal point in the movie, will still be a part of it. And now that we can assume that the movie takes place somewhere between 1989 and 1990, with 1991 being the very latest, it makes sense that we'd see more of async than we would if the movie was supposed to be set in like the mid to late 90s, like the found footage tapes are. It would also make sense for us to see more casting for async researchers since the movie will 100% feature the complex, which leads me to wonder how many areas from the complex that we've seen from Kane's videos will show up in the movie. Will we even see any areas from the complex? Will he recreate the classic Backrooms picture angle for the movie? I'm not too sure about that last question, but I definitely think we'll see some areas from the complex in the movie. In fact, I think we may have seen them filming what could be the Red Neighborhood. A recent TikTok posted by user @NinaPavlovic4 showed that filming was happening right in her neighborhood. I was a bit skeptical about this post at first because I want to make sure that this is legitimate info, but not only did she mention that she lives in Vancouver, where the filming is taking place, but she also posted this notice from the production crew asking the residents if they were okay with a loud scene being filmed outside. This scene, as later described by the OP, was a loud monster chase scene, which makes sense why there would be a flyer inquiring about the noise, especially since filming taking place later in that day would have to require special permission due to noise curfew laws. I can only imagine how the conversation between the producers and all the residents in the neighborhood went. Hey guys, I just wanted to ask, is it cool if we film a scene on your street for a movie? What's it about, you're wondering? Oh, well, it's of a horrific microbial monstrosity screaming bloody murder at the top of its lungs, chasing a poor defenseless researcher with a camera, while he also runs for his own life and yelling for his team. Oh yeah, we can? Cool, thanks! So this makes me wonder if this specific setting of a neighborhood with houses that look oddly similar to the Red Neighborhood is in fact of the Red Neighborhood. Maybe this chase scene is supposed to be Marvin running away from the life form during the events of Pitfalls. It could be like a sort of recreation of events or like a flashback. Or maybe the movie will have its own Pitfalls-esque life form encounter, or maybe even still life. Another reason why I think this area could be the Red Neighborhood is because of those flying canopies that you see in the video. If you notice, they look like they're red. and that would make sense if they were trying to diffuse red lighting onto the street below. Not only does this flyer mention Effigy, which seems to be the production title of the Backrooms movie, but it also mentions Async Productions by name. We also know that the channel Async Research announced that they had to change their name due to legal reasons, which I can only assume that that means Kane now owns the word asynchronous. Kinda crazy, he invented the color green and owns the word asynchronous? No, but seriously, every piece of news that comes out about the filming is making me much more excited to see the movie, and I truly cannot wait to see how the vision and the story play out, especially with all of the teasers and pictures of filming that's come out so far showing Kane and the rest of the directing team using practical effects, something that is significantly harder and more expensive than relying on digital effects. But I feel that it's worth the money and the effort because it makes the work feel just a bit more immersive. Anyway, that's all the Backrooms movie news for now, and I'm still waiting for the carpet picture Kane. But that's neither here nor there. Hopefully you guys are getting just as hyped for this movie as I am. And of course, I'll be sure to post more news about the movie as it comes out. So keep your eyes out for more. Oh, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and all of that. I've been seeing a lot of you mentioning that you haven't been getting notified when I upload or go live, so hopefully that gets fixed soon. But with all of that out of the way, I hope y'all take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!